Ken Blackwell, a Tea Party guy, and obviously you'll see he's black, which is an oxymoron. Those Tea Party people would lynch his ass faster than grease lightning, but yet and still, he's a Tea Party guy. And just to let you know, he is a fucking idiot. He's going to do this interview where he shows... I don't understand how people can get positioned, because you have people of normal intelligence that are dying to get decent jobs, and then you get guys like this that end up getting jobs that well, he's working for a PAC, but working for a PAC that pays him mega money, and he ain't got the brains that he was born with. Anyway, here's this clip.
In Baltimore, great restaurant here. Voters here and in 4 other states make today the first in the most crucial 7-day stretch in Donald Trump's quest for that magic number of delegates, 1237. So here is his roadmap, courtesy of our political unit. Trump needs to win 90 to 95 of the 118 pledged delegates up for grabs today in the 5 states voting. Second, about 2/3 of Pennsylvania's 54 unbound delegates need to side with Donald Trump. And here's the big one. He needs to win Indiana, even if it's a delegate split with Ted Cruz next week. If he fails at any one of those 3 tasks, the Stop Trump movement has a chance at a contested convention moving forward. Joining me now, Ken Blackwell, Senior Advisor for the Anti-Trump Our Principles PAC. Ken, nice to see you again.
Hi, Kate.
Let me put that screen back up again, just to kind of hammer this home. So looking at those 3 goals that our political unit says Donald Trump needs to meet, and if he does those things, he wins the nomination. What is your PAC's strategy to stop him from any of those 3, to stop him from winning?
Well, we're going to put a real bright spotlight on Donald Trump's record and his lack of commitment to the principles that have distinguished the Republican Party and the conservative movement. Most notably, here you have a guy who is the master of cronyism, trying to position himself as a reformer. Here's a guy who has done business with Governor McAuliffe in Virginia. Here's a guy who's done business with Hillary Clinton. Here's a guy who's done business with every big government liberal in New York who wants to be the standard bearer for the Republican Party. We believe that, in fact, if we can shine that light on his record and use our resources, we will do 2 things. We will, in fact, win the day with the unbound delegates from Pennsylvania, and we will, in fact, defeat him in Indiana.
Well, that's not going to work because for the most part, everybody pretty much knows his record, because they've been talking about it for the last at least 3 to 4 months, and people are still voting for him in droves. See, your problem is he's not part of the establishment, and you guys basically are. So you're operating behind the 8 ball to start with, and people want a change. So you highlighting his history, you should have just thrown in the fact that he's been divorced twice and married 3 times. You might as well have thrown that in as well to try to court the evangelicals, and also flipped in that he doesn't know how to pronounce 2 Corinthians.
Okay, so you're pointing to Pennsylvania and Indiana. Let's take a couple minutes to look at ad spending, if you'll bear with me. Not a lot of money today spent by the anti-Trump groups, hardly any. $100,000 spent on ads in today's states, the 5 that are voting today. While the team behind the frontrunner, behind Trump, they're spending $1.3 million today. Now we're looking at a screen that shows Indiana. So here's the contrast with Indiana on the right there. Team Trump spending just under $1 million in Indiana, but together Team Cruz and anti-Trump forces like yours spending 4 times that amount. So you're spending a lot of money in Indiana. So can we assume, Ken, by looking at those numbers on the screen, that you are just solely focused, wholly focused on blocking him in Indiana?
We're focused on winning delegate by delegate. We're concentrating on the delegates in Pennsylvania, the unbound delegates, and in fact we are focused our resources on defeating him in Indiana. We're going to shine a light on this guy's record. He is not who he purports to be, and we're not going to let him get the nomination with platitudes and false promises.
Is your PAC going up with even more ads in Indiana?
We will, in fact, spend plenty, and there will be efforts of a multiplicity of PACs and candidates, the Cruz campaign most notably, that will, in fact, work to defeat Donald Trump in Indiana. Look, we understand that there are votes that are already baked in the cake through early voting. We understand that there are folks who are supportive of Kasich who will still vote for Kasich. But by Kasich retreating from Indiana and giving the field to Cruz, folks who have not made up their mind, folks who are in their easy chairs at home, you get them to the polls, you convince those those voters, and in fact, you win the day.
No, it's not going to happen. Everybody knows it's not going to happen. Like he said, there are a bunch of people who early voted and they voted for Kasich. There are a bunch of Kasich voters that are not going to switch over. And you absolutely needed all of the Kasich vote to go to Cruz in order to defeat Trump. And that's not going to happen.
Defeat Donald Trump.
And Ken, are you telling them in Indiana to vote Cruz? Because if you heard our last report from Tony DeCopel, folks are confused in Indiana. He's meeting people coming in for early voting, and they don't know what they're supposed to do if they want to stop Trump.
We're going to let the Cruz campaign advance their cause. We're going to shine a light on his record. Again, he is the master. He is the king of cronyism. He is not a reformer. Here is a guy who claims to want to be the standard bearer of the Republican Party, who has gone after not only the leadership of the Republican Party, but the rank and file members of the Republican Party, objectifying them as the bad guys. This is a crazy way to approach it, and we are in fact going to underscore that craziness. And I think, Donald Trump will not win Indiana.
This guy sounds like a broken record, and I'm going to love it after next Tuesday when Trump wins. And don't get me wrong, I can't stand Donald Trump, but this guy is ridiculous.
Can I ask you a yes or no question finally? If you don't succeed, if Trump goes on to be the nominee, what does your group, what do you do? Do you support Hillary Clinton?
What do you mean? No. The answer to that question is no.
In a general election.
Like I said, the answer is the question is no. Look, I am a conservative. I am a Republican. Our goal is to defeat Hillary Clinton. She will be a third term of Barack Obama and destroy all of the fundamentals of American exceptionalism.
I meant if your choice.
We, in fact, listen.
This guy tends to lose control too. So I mean, he's got no class.
We're not going. If Trump gets 1237. Trump will be the nominee. It won't be my father's Republican Party. It won't be my conservative movement. But in fact, it will be an alternative, I hope, to Hillary Clinton. We know what she stands for. We have to flush out what Donald Trump really stands for. But I think the best way...
Did he just say he needs to flush out what Donald Trump really stands for after giving that litany of things and reasons why he's against Donald Trump? Now, if Trump gets the 1237, then he's going to have to flush out what he stands for? Man.
Is to defeat Donald Trump and give a true conservative standard bearer the opportunity to lead the party to victory in November.
Ken Blackwell, thank you so much for your time.
Another batshit crazy Tea Party guy in black skin. It's a damn shame.